RTCI nous réunit.
He will never see. Sophie's father will sacrifice everything to make her walk again. Her mother will be haunted by the memory of her first steps. Her boyfriend will propose to her. She will refuse out of love. Behind each victim of a car crash, there are victims of life. Road safety, all affected, all concerned, all responsible.
RTCI unites us. Tunis International Radio, English program.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome on Tunis International Radio. You are listening right now to the daily edition of English language program presented by Houda Ben Cheikh on air in Studio 1 with my colleague Noel Sadi for the technical engineering. Hope you're having a great time on this very special day, Thursday, the 15th of December. It is special also for Racha O Haffar, I suppose, because today she launched the organization Not for Trade. Yes. And she's going to tell us more about this organization. But before, we are going to speak about the march that was, here organized by activists concerning the case of the rape of the small girl or minor girl, 13 years old, in El Kef, which, a situation or an affair that aroused a lot of anger among civil society, a lot of a shock, actually, on social network. So I will not speak more about it because I'll leave the Racha O Haffar, who is the feminist, the activist, to speak a little bit about it more because she's activist actually as a civil society. Later on, for the second part, we are having a specialist, an international coach in something that I discovered actually recently, something amazing it seems. He's a specialist in transformational breath.
Welcome Houda, welcome Rasha, and welcome for all the team here, and welcome for all the RTC listeners. Yeah.
So for all those who are interested, stay tuned. A lot of things are coming, but just stay tuned because we are going to know more about the rape affair with Racha O Haffar and also with the transformational breath and how connected these two themes are, actually. Let's start with our first song.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like me to go over everything. They say the time's supposed to heal ya, but I ain't done much healing. Hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be. We were younger and free. I've forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet. There's such a difference between us and a million miles. Hello from the other side. Hello, how are you? It's so typical of me to talk about myself. I'm sorry, I hope that you're well. Did you ever make it out of that time when nothing ever happened? It's no secret that the both of us are running out of time. Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call, you never seem to be home. Hello from the outside. At least I can say that I tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter. Clearly doesn't tear you apart anymore. Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. Hello from the other side.
Hello from the other side, and that's Hello, quite a romantic song, but actually the topic is not romantic at all. So we are going to start with you, Racha. The event, probably most of the Tunisians have heard about it, the rape of the minor, of the girl, and how the court, sentenced the guilty one, the aggressor, to marry finally the victim. Actually, here it is a solution for the parents, for the family, because they feel ashamed of such an affair. But legally, we think that in such a situation, actually the aggressor is going unpunished. What if the victim is a man or is a boy? Would they sentence in the same case?
That would be a whole different case then.
Actually, yes. And I'm happy that civil society was there. Civil society was like a watchdog organization. I mean, they reacted immediately and they felt awful for the girl and they did not accept this sentence in Kef court. So a whole arousal of marches and protests. There was a protest in front of the HPR and also a protest that was organized yesterday. And Racha O Haffar was among these people and among the top organizers, if we can say, of this march. So Racha O Haffar has another view, which is another perspective, which is considering the affair as human trafficking.
Yes.
How do you connect these two things?
So I wanna like talk about this topic from like discussing it from a couple of points.
Yes.
First, it's a problem of mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Before it's then being a problem of like jurisdiction or
Yes.
legal like point or laws or the problem is that her family think the only solution is that she marries that man because no one else will marry her.
Mm-hmm.
I heard so many people saying, and then what will happen to the baby if she's
pregnant.
Yeah, so she will be left behind and
Mm-hmm.
then no one will marry her and she's just gonna get lost.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem here is that the society and her family are the ones that are sacrificing her for just the sake of feeling good, that's the only solution of rescuing her, rather than saying no, we can protect her and we can provide her with education and she can support herself one day instead
Yes.
of waiting for someone to keep raping her every day and keep abusing her and making her live on trauma for the rest of her life.
Yeah. Imagine yourself with the aggressor for your whole life.
Exactly. And what you mentioned is actually very accurate. If ever men would be in that situation, the whole thing would change.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think men realize how hard it is to be raped or how hard it is to be abused every day on a mental or psychological level. Even if it's not physical, it's hard. It makes women live in such a bubble of abuse, and it's so annoying and negative, and it's full of aggression and violence that we really don't want to deal with every day. So
Sure.
if men start living in our shoes, they will definitely see things in a different way.
Exactly.
So now from the legalist perspective, I would say that the law is actually contradicting itself, because the article applied here is number 227 bis
Yes.
from the penal code, that states if a rapist rapes a minor under or above 15, if he gets to marry her, he can run away from getting in jail, and he can also run away from all the jurisdiction that can happen afterwards, and also like the whole file can be deleted. So the
Exactly.
whole case is going to be gone if he marries her. So, and on the other side, if you look at the principal law against human trafficking, number 61, in one of its articles, it states that if a woman is forced into marriage, that can actually be determined, or it can be looked at as a case of human trafficking.
Right.
So human trafficking means any type of exploitation to use a person's vulnerability for someone's profit, or, you know, whether it's meant like if it's basically it's more of money making.
Right.
But even if like it's going to serve someone's interest, that's trafficking.
Here is the interest is
So-
like a physical one.
Yes. So here I would say this kid is a victim of three
Offenses?
Yes, 3 offenses. He's a pedophile. She's
Yes.
a kid. She's 13. She's not even a minor. She's a kid.
Yes.
And it's rape. So it's the highest degree of violence.
Exactly.
And it's human trafficking. But since they did not pass that case and that they dropped it, that's a good thing. However, what the organizations want to do is not to stop here. We don't care if they dropped that case or not, if the law is still there, because that means other victims are going to be victimized another day.
That is a big shame, actually, because there have been rapes on kids for so long, and I mean, people are not moving a single finger for changing the situation. And here is high time. I mean, that's why civil society is reacting today. Probably they've been waiting for this case, and here it comes. Now Tunisians are not accepting this law anymore. It is dating back to 1956 or 59 actually, and it's really time to change things. That's not a solution to force a kid to marry a person who raped her.
Exactly, to save her from shame. What shame?
To
She's
save the
victim.
family, to save the family from
Exactly.
shame, and actually the aggressor is going unpunished, and this is
Yeah.
really shocking.
And
I
that's
mean,
going to
actually.
be a way of like encouraging people. Hey, just go rape someone if you like her.
Yes. And what I liked also today is that I found on Facebook, so if you rape the daughter of a judge, so you become the son-in-law of the judge.
Well, yes, no comment.
No comment on this. So concerning human trafficking, we've been thinking about this thing that happens only in films. We watch that in American films, having people, transferred from Asia to another country to be serving in some works. But we never thought about human trafficking in Tunisia. How come that it is existing actually in Tunisia? And here comes the organization. You thought about creating this organization to fight against this phenomenon.
So, human trafficking is basically modern day slavery. It means any type of exploitation that includes sexual exploitation or labor exploitation or slavery-like practices or enslavement. So even the typical way of enslaving people back in the day can be used today in another name, under another umbrella.
That's what I'm
And
going
that's
to
what
say. I
it's-
mean, slavery
yes.
is not...
And that's what it's called, human trafficking. So Tunisia, actually, it's shocking that Tunisia was the first country in the world entirely to abolish slavery in 1846.
Yes.
And today, the law that works, that specializes in fighting human trafficking has only passed in August. So we're really behind in the fight. So I established Not for Trade organization because it's the first specialized organization in fighting human trafficking that takes into consideration a victim-centered approach, that takes into consideration the trauma, that keeps in mind that victims are re-victimized by the society, they're re-victimized by the legal system.
Yes.
So we have just been established recently.
Yes.
Today we gave a press conference. So we want to work through the application of the 3 Ps, the 4 Ps, which is not the marketing one.
Yeah, we know the marketing one, the 4 Ps.
This is the 4 Ps for fighting human trafficking, which is prevention, protection, prosecution, and partnership.
Good.
So it's a holistic approach into providing the victim with everything and preventing victims from falling into this huge crime. So the thing is that Tunisia is not alone in this. The crime transcends borders, it transcends everything, and it generates more than $150 billion a year.
What?
Benefits. And yes,
$150 billion.
Yeah, it's the second trade.
We
in the
need
world.
that for the budget, you know. We need that extremely for the budget.
It's the second trade in the world after the trade of guns. That generates money. And the numbers of victims that can actually be identified exceeds 30 million. That's across borders, let alone locally, which happens everywhere in every house. You can find in every neighborhood, in every corner, you can find a trafficked person who is forced into labor, who's forced into sex, who's forced into doing something they don't want, or they're vulnerable and they cannot say no to their abuser. And then they find themselves in that situation.
Actually, how far this not-for-trade organization can help or prevent, and what are the aspects of human trafficking that we have in Tunisia? Can you give us examples to make things clear to our listeners? Because when we think about trafficking, we think only about things that we watch on TV. So, Tunisia, we don't have trafficking.
Yeah, no, we do have it, and it's everywhere. You can find it in restaurants where people hire someone with a low a low wage, and then abuse their working hours, their conditions. It can happen for the domestic servants who come from the northwest, basically from Ain Drahim and Beja, and
they are little girls too.
And Barqa, they start working as an early age of 9. Yes. And then they find themselves enslaved in other people's houses, and people say, hey, she gets free accommodation and food, so why would I pay her? And then they make her work 24 hours, abuse her. And sometimes it also includes sexual abuse at the same time. So that's trafficking. And families who push their daughters to do that should learn the way of changing that. It's not okay. It's not acceptable.
Yes. So yesterday in the march, so here is the human trafficking. Actually, it exists in Tunisia, even if you think that it doesn't exist. Yes, it is existing, and for a long time. And we are happy for such an organization to exist today, because at least now victims, they know where to look for help. As concerning the march yesterday, and you've been among those who protested and who expressed their rejection of the law and rejection of the situation on the penal code, that many things that have to change into that. What was the most recurrent remark or comment among the participants, among the activists that were there?
People were all shouting that we were all like the slogans, you mean? It was all calling for the ban of this law. It shouldn't be in use anymore. And that a rapist is a rapist. Yes. He should not be married for he shouldn't take like a girl for it's like taking someone's life for granted and getting a crown after raping her.
Yeah, I mean,
you're getting a gift.
Yes,
that's so wrong. He should be punished, not get married to her.
Not rewarded.
Exactly.
Not rewarded, exactly.
Not rewarded.
Yes.
I mean, getting the victim for your whole life. Yeah, go and rape her all your life, and that's what's happening.
Exactly.
And this is really quite shocking. What do you think about this, Professor, Dr. Omar, shall I say?
Coach.
Coach
Omar.
What do you think about that? So, Coach.
Well, I was about to introduce transformational breath in a different way, but this subject seems to be very interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. To show the importance of being aware, conscious with our breath, about ourselves, about our life, about our core beliefs.
It seems that your expertise can help the victims in the situation.
Yeah.
He will be much needed.
Yeah.
I've been
Yes,
working
after trauma.
Yeah. Transformational breath, it's now the most powerful technique for self-healing and change management.
Mm-hmm.
We work with different type of cases, including the war cases, war victims, trauma, all
Yes.
kind of struggles for personal people. I mean, for normal person people.
Right. So I did the right thing to choose both of you in today's
Yes.
English program.
Yeah, and for us, I mean, this is the first time I meet Racha, and for us, there is nothing called coincidence. Everything is
Happens for a reason.
happen for a
Definitely.
reason.
I believe
Yeah.
in that too.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, and that's the best choice. So I would like to thank Racha O Haffar and congratulate you with the organization, Not
Thank
for
you.
Trade.
Thank you.
So for all those who want to learn more about the activities, you have a Facebook page, you have a
Yes, please go
website.
for Not for Trade, and the 4 is number 4. We made sure it's the article number 4 from the international the international law.
Yes.
So
Good. So not number 4 and trade. So you are going to find the Facebook page. You can react. You can be there. You can put comments because that's what we need: the reaction of civil society and the activism
And-
of civil society.
yeah, and join the movement against human trafficking
Yeah.
and slavery.
Yeah, it's too much needed. That. So I mean, participating and being there and showing that you are for. Against no, but showing that you are for it, that's the best thing. I mean, we need determination and goodwill of people who are going to fight for everything that they are seeing wrong in our
Exactly.
society. And that's actually what we are hoping for. I mean, after this revolution, we want to change things for the best. And this is the way. This is the way to do it. Probably we cannot expect change to come from the government, but civil society is the best way. I mean, whenever they find something wrong, they shout it very high.
Exactly.
So thanks a lot,
Thank you,
Racha.
Houda. Thank
We
you so
are
much.
still continue with the music, and we'll be back with Coach Omar Chtioui.
When you move, I'm in another place. Want to get into your outer space. You like the treble, I'm the bass. You never leave my mind without a trace. Oh, when I take you to paradise, when I'm looking into your eyes, all I'm seeing is clear blue skies. Oh, I just wanna spend every day with your love and all on it. Can't believe this is my real life. Underneath the soil, we ain't in no hurry. You make every day a holiday. We can take it slowly, be my one and only. Let's make every day a holiday, a holiday. Ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 hey, ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 holiday. Ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 hey, ay, 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 holiday.
higher than the ceiling. Ooh, baby, it's the ultimate feeling. You got me lifted, feeling so gifted. Sugar, how you get so fly? Sugar, how you get so fly? Ooh, sugar, how you get so fly? Sugar, sugar, how you get so fly? Ooh, sugar, how you get so fly? Sweet talking lady, love how you and tight. Sugar with just the right amount of spice. I'm in the loop and everyone's desire. She's out to get you, you can't run, you can't hide. She's something mystical and color lights. I say, so far from typical, but take my advice. Before you play with fire, do think twice. And if you get burned, well, baby, don't you be surprised. Lifted, drifting higher than the ceiling. Ooh, baby, it's the ultimate feeling. You got me lifted, feeling so gifted. Sugar, how you get so fly?
Back to our studio 1 with Faisal Halili for the technical engineering. It is 28 past 2 and you're still listening to the daily edition of English language program. We continue after the case of the rape. Now moving on to something more let's say cheerful, which is transformational breath with our international coach and specialist in breathing. If I have to say the full name, Mr. Omar Chtioui. This is a really nice name.
Yeah, thank you, Houda. Thank you.
So, transformational breathing, it seems so great field. I mean, here we what we understand from the title is that something when you do it, you are going to feel okay, you are going to feel relaxed, you are going to feel changed. Actually, the whole transformation is going. You are undergoing. Actually, let's have the explanation from you. What is transformational breathing or breath?
Okay. Transformational breath, it's now the most and the fastest efficient technique for self-healing and change management. Mm-hmm. And when I say self-healing, it's not only about relaxation. It's not about stress management. Transformational breath goes much more deeper into the memory cell level and release those stored, oppressed, and suppressed emotions and thoughts. In a way, it brings from the subconscious into the level or the surface of the consciousness that we become aware of the things which is controlling us, struggling with us, and we don't know what is it. Or if we know what is it, we don't know how to free ourselves from it.
What you mean is that even if I feel that something is going wrong, I'm not feeling okay, if I practice transformational breath, I'm going to realize or discover, in a way, what's the reason behind my ache or behind my the absence of wellness or ease.
It's so simple. What is bothering you is something which you didn't solve it before.
Yes.
And you thought by just oppressing it, suppressing it, that you will be forget it, and that you will never feel about it again. But it will keep knocking and nagging and creating for you lots of troubles.
Yeah, sure.
And this will create a cyclicity, which is repetitive, repeating the same things with a different scenario, with a different time, till you discover that and you have the intention to go and integrate it. And that's why we call it, we call transformational breath as one of the most powerful technique of conscious breathing.
It is conscious breathing compared or versus what we are doing now, which is unconscious breathing.
Exactly.
The unconscious breathing is for survival, but the conscious breathing probably is for discovering.
Exactly. I will give you an example. What we do if we don't breathe consciously is like, when you have an airplane, you load it with programs. So when you leave the autopilot working, that autopilot will use the programs which is needed to fly.
Yes.
Okay. But in case of storms, you cannot leave
The autopilot.
the autopilot. Which means that we have to have another system where we can face efficiently all the challenges in our lives.
Yes.
Facing that in a conscious way will much differ of leaving all that to the autopilot, to the old programs which we were programmed in our childhood and even in the womb of our mothers or during our birth. Okay, and especially when I'm talking about the birth trauma, which is responsible of 50% of our struggles in all our lives. So the day when we get
you
integrated
go back
of that,
to our
yep,
first hour
Yep.
of our creation. Okay, good.
yep, okay.
Good.
There is no limit for the breath. Sky is the limit.
Sky is the limit.
Yep.
Okay, so can you explain more for our listeners so that they can understand what is transformational breathing? So they know that what we do every day when we sleep, when we are up, so that's unconscious breathing, which is done just for survival. But if you want to relax, to understand more about yourself, to understand probably the reason behind the fact that you're not okay, there is this transformational breathing. What are the techniques actually that we need to know more about this transformational breath?
All what we do, it's to bring people to breathe based on 3 characteristics. Fully belly and chest breath, connected and continuous inhaling and exhaling, and short and relaxed exhaling.
Yeah, it seems a little bit complicated for our listeners, I suppose.
It's not complicated at all. I will explain more.
The first one is clear, so you breathe chest and belly.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Okay,
you have to
fully.
understand fully.
Fully.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's like in yoga, here, you breathe, you get all the air into your lungs fully. So you feel that space into your body, and then you exhale fully. So there is kind of satisfaction, peace
Okay.
of mind later on, whatever.
Okay, let me give you a bit of more details. Yoga, it's a science,
Yes.
which I appreciated a lot. Okay, it's a nice science.
And you are using
It's
the simple
based-
past?
It's based on controlling our body, our muscles, and our breath.
Yes.
In transformational breath, it's totally the opposite. We go and free the body, the mind, from any kind of control, bringing it back to its genuinity. Have you ever seen a newborn baby?
Yes.
That's how we should breathe. Fully belly and chest breath. Connected breathing, which means there's no pauses in between inhaling and exhaling.
Oh, yeah.
And fully...
Kind of rhythmic, you mean?
Exactly, but for sure, relatively, when we get older, so the heart pulse will be reduced, okay?
Right.
But relatively, it has to be remain connected, inhaling and exhaling. In a way, when we breathe, we create the life force energy. So if we pause our breath between the inhaling and exhaling, it means that we switch off that life force energy
Oh,
from
yeah.
our body, which means we are depriving ourselves from that energy. And that's why people who does not breathe from their belly, they always start things and find it difficult to continue it or to achieve it,
Oh, good.
because they don't have ongoing life force energy. And their desires is not connected to their will. So give me anybody, let me do him breath analysis, and I will tell you what type of struggles he will face in his life.
Good. So there is much connection between psychology, between yoga, between lots of intermingling things here when you are making your analysis.
Okay, transformational breath works on 3 levels.
Right.
On physical level, on mental emotional level, and also on spiritual level. Which means if I'm breathing properly, I automatically energize and increase the energy I'm having in my body, which means that I will be more focused, more hyper, and more energetic. I can do more, I can achieve more. Physical level too, when I breathe in an appropriate way, I will say that I will have less toxins because I will let my metabolism work much more better. Do you know that 70% of the toxins, we get rid of it from our breath and lungs? 70%.
What I know is that physical activity, but I never heard about breath can help you get rid of toxins.
Yeah. And when we breathe properly and we continue to breathe, we start integrating non-solved issues, which is stuck on the level of the memory of the cells, of our body cells. And that's why lots of people, when they get angry or sad, they have different places or areas in their body which will start giving them ache.
Yes. Yeah.
You will start, if you are angry, be sure that your liver area and your shoulders will be hard.
Sure. Some people are suffering from headaches, others from shoulders. or
Exactly. I'm not saying that all diseases are due to emotion and thoughts, but I will say that any psychosomatic diseases is somehow related to a negative thoughts and emotion about the self and about the others.
Amazing and very interesting, Coach Omar Chtioui. It's really, it seems that it is very beneficial practice, concept also, but who are the people who are more likely to benefit from these techniques? I suppose it's beneficial for all. But if you consider children who are having certain troubles in their studies or troubles in concentration, because these days we hear a lot more about difficulties of learning, or is it also helpful for the elderly? So what category of people are more, should be more interested with this practice? Or young people, sure.
All kind of people, all type of people. Actually, from day one, we can give certain exercise to newborn babies to free them from their trauma, birth trauma. Yesterday, let me give you an example. Yesterday, I had one of my clients. She's about 20 years old, and her parents, all they do is just complaining about her attitude towards them. She's always, objecting about their advices, all those things.
Yeah, we know that's generation gap.
Yeah. So I asked them, what is her rank in the family? within her, brother and sister. They said she was the first. I asked them, were you preferring to have a boy or a girl? They said we all were waiting for a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Expectations. So here.
Expectation, exactly. So, and when she was born, they were surprised that she was a girl. And I said, this is it. It's clear. You know, you were rejecting her as a girl. This is how she tries to prove herself, by making things hard for you.
Mm-hmm. Probably she tries to be like a boy so that they can accept her.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, she likes always to do things in a different way, not in the common way. That's how, even for teaching her, the teacher should be aware of that in a way that she knows how to treat with her.
Yeah.
You see? She has to ask her, how did you thought to reach into the same result, not in the way we teach you?
Mm-hmm.
Not to tell her, no, you are wrong, you should follow this. She's not solving the problem.
Right. So let's keep children be creative. If you have the same results, so don't impose a method, certain method for them.
Exactly.
So probably here your method is going to help young people. Actually, you brought me to the example of the 20 years lady or girl, because today young people, and here is the title of our program actually, Voice of the Youth, RTC English program, Voice of the Youth. I suppose youth are going to be so much concerned and interested in this method because we know at a certain age young people are looking for themselves. They are looking for what they are interested in doing in their life about them. I mean, here, how to build their dreams and to realize them. So do you have much young people, I mean, among your clients or participants during workshops?
Yep. Actually, I want to say something to my beloved Tunisian audience, and especially the youth. You don't have to follow or to prove yourself to anybody, even to yourself. Just search for the things which you love and focus on it. That's how you will create the value, because you exist. Searching for the self, it's a false problem. It's actually about expressing the self, which is the right point and issue. Because you exist, you already here in this life. You don't have to prove yourself if you are a boy or a girl, if you are clever or not clever, doesn't make any sense. Just express what you love, work in what you love, choose what you love, and this is where you will excel.
Exactly, that's the advice. So do whatever you want. This is the time for it. You have the age for it. You have a long path to follow your dreams and to realize them. So don't look for things that you spend so much time stressing out because of them, worrying about the future. So just live your life as it is, but set yourself dreams that you can realize, and this is really important. Transformational breath, that's a new thing that I discovered, new concept actually, and here is, we've been talking off the microphone, and we said that with Racha that you explained that it is possible because you collaborated with people, victims of war and victims. It can be even a therapy for certain issues, problems, for victims of whatever case. Even with the case of the girl. So would you tell us more about this? As a therapy, being a therapy, is it truly beneficial?
It is.
How much did it prove to be?
Yeah, it is. It is strongly advised, and this does not mean that we should stop going to psychologist or psychotherapist. No,
that's something extra that you can do.
Exactly, but all what I'm saying that when you start breathing consciously, the breath go into the memory cell. It will release and free the oppressed and suppressed emotions and thoughts, which comes into the conscious level. Then the first step is to express what you were not able to express it before as those emotions and thoughts. In a way, the glass is not anymore empty. Full, sorry. You empty that glass. Second step, because it's a process, second step is that you let go of any thoughts telling you that by oppressing and suppressing your emotions and thought, you will be safe. You will not be safe.
Yes.
You will just create problems in your life. Third step is to say, I am here now. What I was watching before in my life was just based on my experience, previous experience. But it shows that the problem was not with my past, it was, or with the experience I have left with it, but it was with the way I perceive those experiences.
Yeah, I suppose it's clear for listeners. So they are understood in a way how it is. I mean, here there are benefits, there are ways to understand it, and it is so great. So is there a very simple technique that we can explain to our listeners that they can practice right now to understand what do they feel about transformational breathing, or what is the technique that they can use? For example, students who are sitting for exam and they have suddenly a blackout, forgetting all the information. So is there something that very quick but really effective?
Yeah, I mean, I can give you a technique or just a short exercise where I will ask you, Houda, now, okay, to just write down what is the most bothering idea in your life. Write it down. I don't have to see it.
Yeah, very
just
sure.
write it down.
Yeah, most bothering thing in
your life.
In my life, okay.
Yeah. Write it down. I don't have to see it. You don't have to tell me about it.
Right, good.
Okay?
I hide it very well.
Exactly. Now, all I will ask you is just to sit in a comfortable place, a comfortable way, and close your eyes and start bringing back all those emotions and behavior related to that idea which is bothering you in your life.
Right, okay.
Bring all those emotions, that frustration, that anger, that sadness, whatever it is.
Does it help students?
Feeling, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will try for you.
Yeah, all that stress in there, revising, revision, and all those things.
So,
Okay. Now I ask you to start breathing fully from your belly and chest.
breathing fully.
Yeah. With an open mouth,
Yeah.
short, and
Sure.
relaxed, exhaling. Keep breathing like that. You will start feeling dizzy because you are not used to,
Yeah,
but
sure.
keep feeling that.
Okay.
At least 10 times to 15 times. Keep breathing like that. And while you are breathing, imagine that that thought which is struggling your life, never been existing in your life. You never thought about it. It never came to your mind. How you will be without that thought. How your life will be without that thought.
I suppose that's a technique that is very close to psychology called positive visualization, no?
This is just a technique.
Mm-hmm.
We do it for the introductory workshops. In the introductory workshops, one of the techniques.
Yes.
And this is not what you get during the session, because during the session can't only be done during the session or during the group session.
Mm-hmm.
And it's much more deeper, where you can start integrate so deeper things, so deeper stored non-solved issues.
Right, and I suppose I suppose when it is practiced in group, in a session where there are groups of people generally that you welcome, I suppose you are going to have different reflections, different reactions,
Right.
and that's fulfilling for them, I suppose.
Exactly. If anybody needs more to deepen more their knowledge, to try, tomorrow there will be a workshop in Zmorda Espace, Spa and Wellbeing, l'Espace Zmorda in Sukra,
Yes,
starting from 3 o'clock till 6 o'clock
yes.
afternoon. If you are interested to come and deepen your knowledge, then you are
About
most
it.
welcome.
And you have a page for that, I suppose.
Yes, I have a page called Breath Coach. It's on Facebook, and also you will find also on Twitter and Instagram at Breath Coach.
Right. So what I heard is that you are the only Arab man to do that.
Yep. For this moment, the only Arab man. And there is also 5 of my ladies colleague in Kuwait. They are Kuwaiti. Also for this moment, this is for transformational breath. And I'm the first Arab member in the IBF, which is International Breathwork Foundation, acknowledged by the United Nations, and doing a lots of work with the UNDP, UNHCR, and many other relief and conscious development organizations.
Right. Sure, it is helpful for many of the victims of war, for the refugees, and it helps so much, I suppose. So for those who are interested, they are going to join in the workshop, and they are going to learn a little bit more. For more details, join in his Facebook page. You are going to find more details about this thing. It's so amazing. Thank you, international coach Omar Chtioui.
Thank you, Houda.
For coming and for giving us more details about this technique. It's so wonderful.
Sure. You are invited for a private session.
Inshallah. Yeah, why not? So we'll be back with the music and rhythm again on RTCI English program.
All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray.
continue here in our program. It's just 3 minutes left for me to say bye-bye, wishing you all the best with the remaining of our programs. Later on, it's going to be Ines Mahdi for the German language program. We'd like to thank all the staff here, our technical engineering, here Sofiane for the web, our assistants Munira Hamimi, and also Faisal for the technical engineering. So wish you all the best. Don't worry. Be happy. Life is good. Bye-bye.
Get up,